Hello everybody and welcome back to my Spaceblock series. I'm Icon and this is episode 19. We're going to get today into the beginning of the crafting process of these wonderful yellow science packs. No, they're not wonderful. They're disgusting in every way. But no, they're actually not. There are worse things. But they are, as a matter of fact, one of the largest projects we will do in this mod. So I was thinking a little bit about the necessary products here, and I realized that practically every single step of these needs oil in one form or another. More specifically, petrol gas. Petrol gas is playing a role in practically all of these recipes. Here, we do actually need a little bit of heavy oil for the lubricant, but apart from that, it's all merely petrol. So I came up with the idea that I would bring up the whole petrol production this time as a bundled array that will provide petrol for the entire yellow science pack facility, because otherwise I really don't want to whip up a refining procedure for every single of these parts. That will be no fun. With fluid networks, it's really good to centralize them. I mean, here I do waste a lot of space as well with all these extra smelteries, but it would be a entirely different dimension of madness if I would start refining oil at every cluster of this thing. So we're going to do it here. I came up with the idea that I might be whipping up this all, well, somewhere in this area there. Oh, there's one thing that I forgot to pick up with my crazy legs, and that's oil barrels. So we're gonna need some oil to kickstart the production, of course, and here's gonna be the deal. The largest part of the facility will actually be the oil replication. I think there is a more efficient way of replicating oil in this mod pack, but I've actually always been too lazy to do that, and I won't start with that now at the end of this whole challenge. I think I will be well able to duplicate my oil with that. There are these space matter boilers here, space matter refinery. So here you can duplicate oil as well, and I think this is for sure the more effective way. But well, I'm right now at a don't change a running system spot of thinking, and okay. So I'll replicate the oil up here, and we're going to crack and refine that stuff somewhere down there. So we're going to need 18 of these monstrosities. So we're gonna have input on this side, output on that side. Okay, that's 8. That's 9. Duplicate that. Just like this, and I'd say we're good to go. Needs one assembler here to kickstart that whole thing. Empty oil barrel. There we go. And then let's do that. Luckily, this is by far the most harmless part of the entire recipe. Complicated stuff comes later. So I'll just copy that and slap it on this side. And now, well, you know what? It should be working here as well. There we go. And And then I'm just going to connect them like that. And that should actually create the cycle that I need. Easy peasy, you know. We don't really need to do more than that. Unless I have now a lapse of thought. Well, yes, I do, actually. There's one thing that's not going to work here. This would actually not work because these are exits. The oil needs to be repiped into the entries, therefore. I think that I paid attention. C-Block was a very, very nice teacher in that regard. So let's see. Now it should work, though. All we need to do is wire it up. Okay. And empty the barrels. Okay. That should be enough to kickstart the production. Okay, with that out of the way, we now have to relay that stuff to the actual oil crackers. So let's see, I hope I can bring 7 of those next to each other. 5, 6, 7. I was really looking forward to that one here so much because I usually do it differently. And in all my mod packs, I always use, what's it called? Flare stacks. So I just burn away the excess fluids. And in a vanilla mod environment, you don't, or in a vanilla environment, you don't have that kind of luxury. You can't flare away fluids because that just doesn't work, you know. Okay. You always have to work with your material to the end, basically. While in other mods that I usually run, you have the opportunity to just burn away the excess fluids that you don't want to have. So, well... But for me, I wanted to do it at least once correctly, you know. At least once. Doing it as intended and such, you know. Okay, so we're now producing all 3 kinds of materials here. And now I'll have to organize them too. Oh, this is replicable. Look good though. Okay, so now we have all these materials under control somehow. So we're now going to go towards here, and let's see, this thing needs water too. Okay, let's start out here. Looks like I need to work a little bit further with that water. Just something like that, so I can easily create a connection there. And there I was thinking that I had enough pipes to begin with. Alright guys, we need more elbow pipes, but that was somehow... I've somehow seen that coming. That little bad boy here had no inserter. There were a couple of little things that I had to fix between this and the last episode. Insert is missing here and there. Stuff where I got severely trolled by power masts and such. And imagine what I didn't bring up an automated production of power poles yet either. But I guess nobody here truly expected me to do so. Okay, we got those. Let's get back to the oil refining. Because if everything should work out as intended, there should be not any issue with this whole array at all. So now we're taking the heavy oil from this place and cracking it into light oil. And the remaining heavy oil will live here in that tank, just in case that I need some. Okay, and the next step will crack light oil back into petrol gas. So we'll have to do it like a bit like that. Well, do I want to do this like that? Well, actually, yes. I hope this will work out, though. Okay, so output is going that way. Oh, and of course, my dear friends, of course we give them power. Oh, wait a sec. It's a pretty unfortunate spot to put the power post. Okay. Now, let's build that little connector branch here again. Okay. Large enough to work. Good stuff. Okay, now, the only thing we need to do there is to connect it like that. Do the same thing on this side. Luckily, this time I can't just copy this and plug it on there. We don't need to waste too many thoughts about how this will work. I hope I didn't build too narrow, though. But it's looking good. Now, I'm going to head over to this place. Oh no, that won't work. So, well, we'll have to transport that a little bit further away, so I can string it in easily. Here we go. Sometimes pipes can't be too close to each other. Let's do this one too. Okay, finally. Let's just connect these guys like that. So, somehow these achievements get randomly reset, I feel like. Every now and then. Okay, so this I'll connect to this craziness there. And this goes to that craziness. And now this place should work out and just dish out petrol at all points. I hope at least. So let's check it out. Okay. Of course, I will need... Wait a sec. It seems as if... Yeah, the light oil connector is missing. That's why it's not working out. Just wondering, something is amiss. Alright. Now we got what we need. And now they're all working. Okay. So now everything is connected, and as long as we take the petrol out of that system, every part of that system should be working, because whatever might be full, if petrol is full, well, we need to take petrol. If heavy oil is full, it can be cracked down in light oil. If light oil is full, it can be cracked down into petrol. So it's a cycle, and it should work. I hope, at least. If it doesn't work, well, I will have to put up a pump and a little bit of circuitry, but we'll see. For now, I feel as if this should be actually working out. As we can see here, there's no heavy oil backing up whatsoever. That's a good sign. That means we are actually working efficiently at this point. Okay, wonderful. So that means I could take the first steps towards my bigger goal here. And I feel as if the best part to start would be the low density structures, because they literally only need raw materials, and I'm very well equipped to go into that endeavor. So we're going to start to produce this stuff over here. The only thing that I want to do before I start out is draw a oil line. So let me fetch some elbow pipes and other stuff in off camera. Now, I have helped myself to all the other little bits and bobs that we're going to need for that enterprise, and let's get going. So the first things first, I want to have that oil. I want to have it somewhere here around that height. And this is going to be the main line of supply. I think there's one part of the recipe where I'm going to need heavy oil for the production of lubricant. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull this off, because there's no need of the other materials there. And right now, well, I don't seem to be capable of backing that up. I'll break my noggin about that once we're there, but not now. So I achieved what I wanted to. There's one line of supply there. I didn't want more than that. Now, let's do the coal production there. So for this one, I'm going to need 46 of these machines. That's quite a lot. So we're going to put them up like that. That's 20. And that's 30. And sadly, I can't just mirror them. 46. And just for safety issues, let's put up 2 more. It's, of course, pretty much nonsense from my side, but can't stop myself, you know. Okay. And let's copy that. Okay. All we're missing is a little bit coal and power. So let's pick those up and already kickstart that part of the process. so we don't have to worry about that later. Here we go. These will get busy and get the job done. Okay, so we're going to need now iron and steel production, but this is all pretty low amount of business. So we're gonna need 15 of those. All right. I really start to like that one. So there we go. It's total of 24 of these smelters. So we're going to start out. Don't want to start out at the same height as the coal replicators. Let's do it something like that. Alright. So that's a total of 24. We're going to need 7 more of those, so I'm just gonna copy a little bit more than we need. So that's 32 of the assemblers now. Little do I care. A slight nudge towards an overproduction never hurts too much. The only thing I don't have right now is that juicy iron ore again. Okay, here we go. Oh, I did the Kovarex enrichment. Nice. So I'm randomly researching stuff lately because, you know, because I can, basically. Basically because I can. Okay. Let's put this up. So yeah, this hasn't churned through yet. I'm not too surprised. Okay, so we're going to relay that main line here somewhere else. And we got to transform that stuff into steel again later. So we're going to steal some layout from somewhere else. Ah, you know what? I don't need to walk anymore. I keep forgetting that. So this time I'll remember that we're going to need only a portion, that we're going to need all the belts. And that's, yeah, that's 16. So, yeah. And that's that. So ore goes here. Extra power pole goes there, obviously. Somehow. And let's see. I can simply connect these. It doesn't hurt at all. The only thing that we're going to need, I'll do that via another splitter here. Seriously, this is just the fuel connection. It's nothing too wild. Okay, already done. You see how quickly that can go. Now, we're going to need, like... Oh, there's a power outage. 61 of those buggers, and... Let's just proceed there. But let me quickly fix that power issue. Don't like to see stuff like that. Okay, so 61. I have already 32. That means I'm needing 29 more. It's not gonna happen here, so we're going to add in 30. And this is producing 20 pieces of ore per second, but luckily it's not a problem whatsoever for the piece of belt that I'm using. Alright, so things are getting done so much faster. Really enjoy that. Okay, so now there goes. And I'll need some copper ore. Thank you. Start replicating that stuff. Okay. And that's gonna flow into 32 of these smelters. Okay. So oh, I did that wrong, huh? Okay, something went wrong there, but okay. No biggie there. Let's grab a regular smelting array there. Well, something large scale, please. Guys, don't let me down like that. I know that I have some regular smelting somewhere. Well, okay. Then I'll take it like that. Oops. So I'll need 32 of them. It's 29. Well, okay. I'm going to take 12 here. And well, well, I like the idea of that. So, screw that. I'm going to do this manually. 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 30. Oops, is that now 40 or it's 30? Okay. So, there we go. Because I just figured that it will be much less of a hassle if I'll just do this like that. I love using the same belt twice. It's a very nice thing to do. There we go. And now the only thing lacking is the ore, but I just realized that I might as well... Oh no, I can't string it into the other direction. If I start stringing it into the other direction, I need to reorganize all the inserters again, and really not down for that. So I'll grab some more material off cam. Okay, now I'm back. So this is also going to be an interesting endeavor because we're going to have to work a little bit differently here because I'm producing 20 units of plate per second with that array. This won't fit on one side of a red belt. So we're going to have to string this a little bit differently. So let's see, roughly at the 50% mark. Man, I'm good. We're going to have to work like that, and then we're going to have to work like that to make sure that there's not going to be any problem with that. Okay, now I'm doing it manually, hey? Whatever. So we'll have to make sure that these belts mix and match accordingly. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. Now we're only going to need to have them like that. And at the end of the road, we're just going to string them together like that. And job's done. Okay, so we got those. Next step, we're going to need a little bit of plastic. That shouldn't be any issue. I got the oil for that already stringed up there. And we're going to put it down like that. Here we go. Ah, no, always leave a room. Space in between those. So we're only going to need a little bit of inserter here. And I'm also going to need one of those. And now we're just going to bring the pieces here together. Okay, that's ridiculous. Okay. And there goes. Plastic. And that's why I wanted to have the oil produced right away before I start with the other stuff, because, you know, it's a lot easier this way. So the last thing left to do is to somehow string that steel together. Shouldn't be too hard. And then finally produce those low density structures. And that's going to be the end of today's episode. I feel as if that's a pretty brilliant moment to leave. There we go. So we got the necessary materials here together. All nicely done. Okay, now we only need a meager amount of 27 assemblers to do this. Almost nothing, as I would like to say. I mean, this is one spot where I feel as if it would be pretty useful to already have the tier 3 assemblers available. So that's 20 there. 24, 28, 27. Okay. But yeah, overall, if that's for me the only reason, if that's for me the only reason to go for tier 3 assemblers, I don't really need it that much. I feel as if completing the base game, with base game I mean starting one rocket into the course of the game, you really don't, you don't really need to go all the way down technologically. I feel as if this is only necessary if you put yourself up to higher challenges or something like that. Then you need all the technology. But for just completing the game, you are perfectly able to skip out on some technology parts, and you won't even notice it at all. Okay, so I really don't know into which direction I want to pipe out those low-density structures. I think I'm going to make up my mind somewhere in between these episodes, because right now I feel as if it's a good moment to leave this one there. So I will wire these up to some output logistic as soon as I know where I'm going to produce the yellow science packs. I mean, I've already got 1/3 of the equation crossed out, so we're now going to need the flying robot frames and the blue circuit boards. I might be producing the red circuit boards off camera, because we already set up on camera a red circuit board factory once. I don't see the insane charm of doing that twice, so probably I'll do that off camera and start the recipe then from the scratch with all these other ingredients, because that will be already painful enough. 13.4 electronic circuits are nothing to spit at. We're looking at a really large scale smeltering operation, practically well, it's going to be practically nearly as big as the stuff we already got. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So thanks so much for watching. I'm really curious to see where we're going to end in the next episode. And yeah, drop your comments down below. Leave a thumbs up on that episode if you enjoyed. And of course, consider subscribing to my channel. Daily entertainment coming up there. All you need to do is subscribe and turn on the notification bell. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.